Great portraits can be had anywhere, and in this video, I'm showing you 5 simple portrait setups in your own home. What's up, friends? My name is Pai. Welcome to SLR Lounge. This is your place for no-nonsense photography education, and welcome to my home, or my garage, or actually my home workout space. This is my gym currently, and I love MMA and jiu-jitsu, as you can see with the bag in the back, but it's not the point of this video. You're here for portrait tips, so let me introduce you to our lovely model, Chelsea. You all know Chelsea. We're gonna go ahead and link her up so you guys can follow her, and what we're talking about specifically here is just simple, easy to do portrait setups in your own home for professional results. For this entire video, I actually asked Samyang to give me their latest 3 FE lenses. So I have the 35, the 45, and the 75 paired with the Sony a7C. It's an exciting combo I'm kind of stoked to try out, especially because these Samyang lenses, they're promising very affordable lenses. These are like below 400 bucks or so, but professional level image quality. So I'm excited to try that out and see how it works. Maybe I'll do a separate video, a separate review on that. Let's go ahead and dive straight in, and I'm actually going to demonstrate this very first setup. So I would call this a flat light setup, and all you need for this setup is just to open your garage, or you can open your front door. All you need is your subject standing directly in front of a light source. So the front door, your garage, any of those things work. Now I like the garage for several different reasons. The main one being the light source is huge, and the second reason is the concrete. So if you actually look at the concrete, it's catching direct sunlight and bouncing it up. So we have an automatic built-in fill. Whenever you're working with this kind of a direct flat light, I want you to control the light on your subject's face by moving them in and out. See, if Chelsea moves too far back, okay, I'm gonna place you right there, Chelsea, and let's not worry too much about the background yet. I'm gonna put you right there, and I'm gonna take this photograph right here. Now, what you're gonna notice with this photograph is we have what we call uplighting. We have this main light, this fill, is kind of the primary light right now where she's standing. And so it's filling in, going up, and we get this unnatural uplight effect where you have highlights right underneath kind of the eye, you have it on the downside of the cheek. It just looks very unnatural. Campfire lighting is what my partner Justin likes to call it. So we can control that by simply bringing Chelsea out further. Now come slowly, slowly, right there. Now at this point, the fill balances out with the main light. And I'm not too worried about the direct light on her person because I'm gonna actually crop it out. Just look at that image. The before versus the after on those two is dramatically different. You will notice though that the background is not that great, right? So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna first start with a very simple, inexpensive solution. If you guys have a reflector, you can use the black side of a reflector, use the white side, whatever you want. But I have a piece of poster board. So all I'm gonna do is set up a piece of poster board behind her as our backdrop. So this image is really more of a headshot. So this is a really great headshot setup right in your own home. And I'm gonna pair this with the 75 so we can kind of get in tight. We have no distortion, and I'm also gonna shoot this wide open. And Chelsea, now go ahead and fix the hair. There you go. What I'm gonna have you do is actually turn the body a little bit. So you kind of keep the body on an angle and then looking towards me, and pull the hair all around to that side. I love that. Scoot this way a tiny bit. Great. And then let's bring the hands in. Perfect. Just like that. Beautiful. I love it. Easy. Done. Okay, so now we're gonna go to setup number 2. So this go around, I wanna use a directional light source. I wanna shoot a little bit wider, get a little more of a dramatic image. So let's do that now. So here's the direction that I wanna shoot with. I wanna shoot Chelsea going this way. So our light source is coming from the right side. Again, that garage of the light source is fantastic because it's so large. We get this beautiful soft light. Now Chelsea, go ahead and stand right over here. This is kind of where I want to be shooting. So right now I'm getting a lot of light coming off the ground here, and I wanna reduce that so we don't get uplighting, right? Chelsea, scoot over this way a bit. right there. You can kind of see some of that uplighting. So all I'm gonna do is grab a piece of black material, black cloth, a black bed sheet, whatever it is, and lay it, just grab a GD black cloth. So check this out. With her in this spot, this fill light, I'm gonna show you exactly what it looks like, and then we're gonna put the cloth in. I'm gonna show you, we get this shot. And you'll notice from that shot that the highlights are just a bit strong. The kind of highlights that we get in the uplighting from the this fill is just too much. So I'm gonna go ahead and lay this out right here. Okay, and that, don't worry Chelsea, I'm not gonna have another snafu. My head's fine. Chelsea said I have a big mark on my forehead. Okay, perfect. So this is going to absorb that light and prevent it from kind of bouncing into Chelsea. Now if I take that same shot again, what you guys are gonna see is this subtle difference between the highlights on the face. So the highlights on the cheek and on the chest, on the neck, all of them have been evened out with the kind of fill light that we're getting. Now our clear issue is the background itself. If you want to, grab a bed sheet, grab a piece of cloth, grab whatever you want. But I'm gonna give you another option. Maybe you guys have a studio, maybe you don't. This is a great time to invest in little tools that are actually quite handy. This is a custom made backdrop, and I got this one specifically from Backdrops by Alex. So, not paid to say that, I actually purchased this right from him. They're very affordable, and these are hand painted. So you can actually get backdrops for a little bit less, but I love the look of hand painted backdrops. I feel like they just look a bit better than like the digital ones that you get. They have a little bit more of a high quality finish to them. Okay, so we have this set up, the light's creeping down, we're getting it cutting in here, so I'm just gonna push it deeper into the garage. So we're just gonna go all the way over here to get that off. Chelsea, you're gonna sit right here on this apple box. I'm actually gonna lower the backdrop just a bit so you can actually almost, right there. Perfect. And I'm gonna pull this over. Now, I love the way this looks. So look at this directional light that we have now, and all I have to do is bring Chelsea's chin kind of right over to the side. We get this perfect Rembrandt look with this nice chiaroscuro effect. This is where the background is darker and the highlights on her skin are lifted out. I'm good. I'm just gonna shoot away now and stop talking. Perfect, nailed it. Okay, so all we're gonna do for this setup is I'm using my phone. Just turn on the phone flashlight and you're gonna go ahead and just use two boxes that have smooth edges. You can use a shoe box, you can use whatever you want. Prop it up a little bit, and all I'm doing is placing the phone right here against this edge, okay? And then I'm gonna bring in another box to kind of close it off. This is called a gobo, but this is probably the simplest gobo or go-between object setup you can get. So once you get to a pattern that you kind of like, kind of right here, then I'm gonna go ahead, I'm gonna make a tiny adjustment, just move the light a little bit towards her a little bit more. And now you're gonna turn out the lights. That's perfect. Now Chelsea, we're gonna go slow shutter speeds. So you're just gonna hold it a little bit longer, okay? So let me click a few times and then I'll tell you when to switch up, okay? Go ahead and switch. Perfect, switch it up a little bit. Okay, so we're gonna do one more fun setup here. You can grab literally anything from your home. These are like weird crystal things I got from a local craft store. This is the same thing. I think this is like the top of a candle holder or something. Grab a wine glass, whatever it is, put an object in front of that light to bend the light and do it again. Love it. Good job. Okay, easy natural light setup, and every home has this. Look, I've got these chairs. These are actually pretty tall. Your chairs don't need to be this tall, but what I'm gonna do is actually face it towards me. We're gonna use the window light coming off of this side. I'm gonna have Chelsea pose on this, and we're gonna use the back of the chair as a posing prop. So go ahead and pose against that. Now I'm gonna flip to the 35 actually. This go around, I actually wanna get a little bit of distortion and exaggeration in the background of the shot. So now Chelsea, wrap the hair onto that side. And what I want you guys to pay attention to is framing here. So what I'm gonna do is actually push Chelsea a little bit towards this light, over this way. The chair? Just scoot the chair, yeah. Right there. So I want her to be right centered up against this backdrop because I'm actually gonna use the background window as sort of a natural framing object for her face. Okay, right there, I love that. Feel free to move with this, Chelsea. Love it, hold that right there. I'm gonna move this guy so I don't catch him in the frame. Like any house, there will be quite a bit of tidying up to do in the backgrounds. I dig that. Yes, bring the chin to the window right there. And give me kind of like a shy smile, like looking away from the camera there. Perfect. Such a clean, simple, and easy setup. Let's go on to number 5. Okay, idea number 5. We're in the backyard. The sun is setting just a bit where we have enough shade back here. But look, just find a cool plant. Very simple. Have your subject stand in it. Chelsea, let's get into this plant right here. So I'm on the 35mm, and honestly, this is probably of the 3 lenses my favorite go-to lens, just because I love that focal length. It's very snappy, very responsive, and it gives us enough kind of depth of field as well as enough background in the shot. What I'm gonna do is bring the camera right up to the palm frond, which I actually learned that word from Shiv, palm frond. Now, focusing right kind of on her eyes, but shooting through this, we're gonna get these really cool images. Go ahead and move with it, Chelsea. There. And I'm not gonna be worried that sometimes the leaf is gonna cover her up a little bit. Sometimes it's gonna be nice and open. No smiles on these ones, because then it just looks like, hey look, I'm smiling through a palm frond. We want edgy. That's it right there, I love that. Dig it. I love it. I hope y'all enjoyed the video. Honestly, when it came to these lenses, I'm super impressed so far. I can't wait to see what they look like when I get back to the computer, but for the price point, yeah, you can't expect anything more of these. And if you guys want to see a full review on each of these lenses, let me know. I'll shoot more with them and get you guys a review. Meantime, be sure to follow Chelsea. Once again, we will link her up. You guys can comment on the video, let me know what you think. Hopefully you guys like the images, and I'd love to see what you guys create in your own homes. So post those, tag me in them, and I'll see you guys next time. Peace.